do you starve your bad habits to death? I was going to talk about my experience. That's all I can talk about. How I got it done. Starting about 2 years ago. That's when I really started in earnest to really get rid of my bad habits. But I didn't start by getting rid of my bad habits right away. I started by simply establishing a small good habit every single day. It was mainly just working out. 2 years ago, I was a fat truck driver. Weighed a lot more than I did now. Had some big old love handles on me. I felt my belly kind of jiggling down the road when I'd go over some bumps. It wasn't a fun experience. And I'd been working out all my life, so I knew what to do. That wasn't an issue at all. But I knew I had to start working out and I had to be consistent. There was just no other way around it. I drove every day. I slept every day. I ate every day. I started working out every day. But I started with just 5 or 10 minutes. Just some easy mobility, easy stretching. Then I started working in some isometric holds, some hangs, some supports, and it just kept evolving from there. And I just kept up with 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes a day, every day, right when I got done driving for the day. And I've been on the road for 5 years at that point. And I was smoking. That was one of the main ones I wanted to get rid of. I wanted to start working out every day. I wanted to quit smoking. But it didn't happen all at once. It took a little while. Once I started working out every day, like in earnest, and then once I was getting up to doing real workouts to actually get stronger and lose fat and just get a lot healthier, not just establishing the habit. Once it built up to that point, I was working out about half an hour to 45 minutes a day like I am now, 2 years later, almost 2 years later. After about 3 months of more intense workouts, my body just didn't want the cigarettes as much. And I had started to use nicotine packs by that time. And I was kind of fading out the cigarettes. It took a little while, but it didn't happen all at once. And then one day, I just ran out of cigarettes, but I had 2 packs of those nicotine pockets that you put in your mouth. And I thought, okay, well, let's just see if I can switch for a while. Let's just try to go the next day. Nothing but the nicotine packs. And it lasted one day. And this is after I've been slowly getting off the cigarettes. I was down to maybe 5 or 6 cigarettes a day, up to a pack. Then I was using about 10 of those nicotine packs a day. So about 12 to 16 times a day I was still feeding my nicotine addiction. And I was using the 4 milligrams. And we'll just talk about how I quit the smoking, because I think that's important. I see a lot of people that still smoke. It's a nasty habit, especially as you get older. It's only gonna pay negative dividends the older you get. Just one of those things. And this was about June of 2023. So by July of 2023, I hadn't had a cigarette in about 1 week, but I was still using those nicotine packs. I was like, I'm just going to use these nicotine packs from now on. If I can quit these, great. If not, I'll just use these, because I still felt better just using the nicotine packs. Whether they're better or not, I don't know. But I know my lungs felt better and my workouts were feeling better. By this time, I've been working out every day for about 3-4 months. I kind of started in March, April, May, June, July. So about 4 or 5 months. I've been working out daily, every single day. And I was starting to get more muscular. I'd gotten a lot stronger. I couldn't do pull-ups. 2 years ago, I could barely do pull-ups. I could barely do 2 pull-ups. And I would just hang from the bar like this and just work on the scapula pulls. That's all I did for like 2 or 3 months. And then after a while, I started doing some pull-ups. I was able to do like 5 pull-ups. Now I do a bunch. One back workout, I'll do 50, 60 pull-ups, no problem. Takes me a little while, but I can get them done. And then the winter of 23-24, a little over a year and a half ago, I was going to go to Southeast Asia, and I was flying into Singapore. And I'd been slowly weaning off those nicotine packs. I was down to like 6 to 8 a day, just the 4 milligrams. And I found out that you go to Singapore, you can't bring those in. And I was going to be in Singapore for a couple of days. And you can buy cigarettes there and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what, why don't I just use this opportunity to just quit? I got 1 more month before I fly into Singapore. I'm just going to wean myself off totally and try to be completely off the nicotine packs for a week prior Singapore. So I was down to 6 days a day. So I switched to the 2 milligrams. Because by then it's not a real serious addiction at that point. It's just a psychological thing. You just want something to do. Something to put in your lips and just kind of twirl around a little bit. It tastes good. Makes you feel a little good. You get that dopamine. And that's another point. You want to replace your dopamine with your endorphins. Dopamine's a quick fix. It gives you that quick kind of high, but it's not really that great. You like smoking a cigarette, you get that dopamine hit. Scrolling social media, you get that dopamine hit. There's all kinds of habits I'm working on now. Now that I've ironed my major habits out, now I'm looking at the smaller ones. But that's how I quit smoking. That's how I quit my nicotine habit. I just chipped away at it day after day. Some people might work cold turkey. They may have to use all this kind of different stuff. But what worked for me was just chipping away at it, replacing a bad nicotine habit, smoking, with a less bad nicotine habit, which I believe, by not smoking but still having the nicotine packs. And I was trying different stuff. I was trying like, just the smokeless tobacco, like chewing tobacco, but not actual tobacco. Just had it was like nicotine packs, but more like a chewing tobacco type of pack. Didn't like those that much. But eventually I just cut down to 6 a day, 4 a day. And once you're at 2 a day, you're pretty much done at that point. It's just a matter of stopping. Like two of those nicotine packs a day is nothing. 2 milligrams. Then I'm just gonna go through my last little pack here. Last another week. And I finally got down to the last few and I was down to like 1 a day, and I finally just stopped. I starved that habit to death. That's what I did. I slowly but surely choked it out over time. It took me about 4 to 5 months. It was not a quick, decisive, all or nothing process. It took time. And it took dedicated work every day, just like anything else does. So many people want a quick fix on everything. It's not how it works. Even my fitness. Yeah, I've been an athlete all my life, and I was in my 20s and 30s. It's easy then. Now on the road, it's a little more difficult. I have to be way more consistent. I can't work out as hard as I used to, but I work out a lot more often, far more often. I get endorphin hits all through the day. And I can tell you, I feel so good all throughout the day, every single day. Now I work on other habits. I've been looking at how I use social media. Up to a couple weeks ago, first thing in the morning, I'd reach over, grab my phone, start scrolling social media, see what's going on. Not the best habit. It's really not a good habit at all. And I replaced that by just doing a half a page of writing in my journal right here. I've been doing that for like 2-3 weeks now. And I just kind of write whatever. First thing I write is just the date and time in long form. And then I'll write kind of what it's like to feel up and what I got to do that day. Just mundane stuff. But I do about a half a page of writing. So 1 page of this is 2 days. And I'm up to day 9 now. So almost 3 weeks been doing this. And it's a far better habit. I feel much more focused throughout the day. It's just a great way to start the day. You do a little journaling. It's a classic Stoic philosophy. You do a little journaling in the morning and do a little exercise. That's my first workout of the day. It's a great way to start. Far, far superior than just getting on social media and scrolling social media. And now I'm to the point where I look at how I use social media throughout the day. And even my phone. The last few days, I'm like, why am I getting on the phone just to get on the phone? It's just like a reflex. You gotta watch these little reflexive habits, and that's what happens when you start really looking to build habits that serve you for the better long term. Eventually it gets to the point where you're just gonna look at everything because it becomes its own addiction, except it's a good one. I'll be talking more about this as we go on, but I think that's enough for now. You guys, start small, stay consistent. It'll build naturally over time. That's how it's done. Talk later.